So maybe for those ones who are joining us for the very first time, this is Royal Youth Mentorship Program, and my name is Matthew. So we are very much honored to have you, Lucy. It's such an honor and a privilege. And it's also good to know that even before I knew you, you are already listening to our programs. And it's such a great thing. So karibu sana, you can do the remaining part of the introduction as you take it over from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor and a privilege to come to us tonight and to have the opportunity to share something small, what God has said it is for this season. And so, as you have been told, my name is Lucy Njine. I am a wealth creation coach. I teach people how to create wealth from the perspective of understanding that if you're purposed on creating wealth, then it doesn't matter how much you earn. In fact, our goal is we help you to convert your personal finances into financial freedom. Whatever finances you have, no matter how little, whether you're earning that money from a salary, you're earning that money from a kibarua, you're earning that money from a business, whatever it is that you're earning, there's a way you can relate with that money and convert it to wealth. So that is what we do. I am a co-founder and partner of a business called Navea Capital. Navea is the word heaven written from the back. So I am a co-founder there. I have one partner, and we are in the business of training people how to create wealth and how to preserve that wealth. So in that company, we have several departments. One of the departments is the training, the financial literacy training. The other one is risk management. We also do risk management. We talk about insurance. We talk about how can you protect yourself from issues that can affect your life and set you off course. So we have that department. So today I'm representing the financial literacy department of our company, and I'm here to talk to us about just a little bit about wealth creation. And now just ask us, when we went to school, what did they tell you? What did they tell you when growing up? What did your parents tell you? What did your relatives tell you? What did your teachers tell you about education? During my time, when we went to school, we were told, study, go to school, read hard, study very hard, you will get a good job. During my days, actually, there's a song they sang to us. And I don't know whether in this forum there would be anyone who is my age. And this is how the song went. So many vijana, muongeze pia bidii, mwisho wa kusoma, mtapata kazi nzuri sana. So that's what they told us. Go to school, read very hard. After you finish, you'll get a very good job. And for sure, those of us of that time, we were lucky we went to school. Those who read hard, who studied hard, we actually ended up getting the good jobs. But that was the end of the story. No one told us, then when you get the good job and it gives you money, so what do you do with that money? I don't know whether you guys, anyone told you. Apart from the kawaida that you're told, save money. I don't know what else anyone would have told you, whether it's your relatives, your mentors, or anyone else. Probably I'd like to sample a few of the comments. What did they tell you to go to school and do? What did they tell you to go look for a job and do? Probably we can see a few comments. So basically, we are, as Navea Capital, we are in the gap of addressing that bit. When you read hard, you get your good job and you make money. Then what do you do with that money? That is basically what we do. And so I am here to talk to us about wealth creation. And it's a topic I cannot exhaust in 1 hour. It's actually a program that we run, and it's a 3-session program of Harvard. So today I just want to pick one little element that we can all relate to, and that is about money. How do you relate with money? So even as you're telling me the stories that they told you about money, probably I'd also like to hear, what are your money struggles? Everyone has a struggle with money. And I'd like to see, what are your struggles? Reason being, what many of us are told is that when you get your money, don't spend all of it, save money. But the truth is, sometimes we find it very difficult to be able to save money. We struggle to save. Sometimes you save, you discipline yourself, you wake up and you tell yourself, I must develop the discipline of saving money. And so you save, you save, you save. And then all of a sudden, something happens and you find that you've taken money, you have spent it. So it's always a like conflict between yourself and your money, how you relate with money. So I don't know, I'd like to hear some of your struggles with money, so that then I can start by telling you that we all have individual relationships with money. And unless you understand your relationship with money, then breaking through to any other thing that you want to do is going to be very difficult in this world, because most of the things that we will want to do, and I believe that is part of the reason why Matthew has started this youth mentorship program, is to help us to develop ourselves, to help us to get better than where we are, to help us to harness the opportunities that we come across so that we can make better lives for ourselves and our families and those that depend on us. So unless you know how you relate with money, then you're always going to have a struggle. I mean, at my age, and I have lived a few years, I graduated in the year 1989. I am very sure many of you were not born that time. So I've had an experience. I have seen people, some people that got extremely good jobs, some people that went and started very prosperous, but 30 years down the line, you look at that person and you cannot believe they are the same people that used to have those very good jobs or that had those good opportunities to make money. So it is important to understand how you relate with your money, especially for you people at this age. I'd say you're very lucky. I always wish somebody this that I'm giving you today when I was your age, when I just started to earn, because certainly my life would have turned out slightly more different from the way it did. Because for us, we have been taught by experience, and that is why we are here to share with you the lessons that we have learned. And so I wanted us to understand that it is very important for you to understand how you relate with your money, and how you relate with money is different from how your friend relates with money, is different from how your parents relate with money. It is actually a personality. It's actually a personality. In the same way that we have temperaments, of us are familiar with temperaments. Probably you've already had an opportunity to have somebody make a presentation to you, or you yourself have done it somewhere in your own endeavors to develop yourself, to understand that how you relate with people is determined by your temperament. And basically we have four main personality temperaments. We have the people we call sanguines, these outgoing, happy-go-lucky people. And then we have the ones we call melancholy, the reserved ones, the shy ones. And then we have the ones we call cholerics, the strong leaders, the bold ones that are not afraid of anything. I believe probably Matthew would be a choleric, considering that he's not afraid to step out, start a youth forum, even when you don't know whether you're going to have followers or you're not going to have. So we have the cholerics, and then we have what you call the phlegmatic. Those are the cool, calm, and collected kind of personalities. So those are your temperaments. That is what determines how do you relate with people, how do you respond to the environment in which you live. So in a similar manner, how we relate with money depends on what are your money personalities. And that is what I'd like us to share today. The reason why it's important to understand your money personality is so that then you can start evaluating yourself. This money that you're always chasing, and sometimes it's never enough. Why is it never enough? Could it possibly be a factor of your money personality? And probably if you made a few adjustments, being now from an informed perspective, when you're self-aware of what is your money personality, then is there a possibility then you can try to relate with manner manner, and probably then start saving for those goals that you want to make, start making healthy decisions, finances. So 5 money personalities. We all fall within the 5. And I'd like to start by saying there is no one personality that is better than the other. There is no one personality that is better than the other. Every personality has a strong point, a weak point. The issue is just understand what personality and then try to see where you are weak, how can you make it strong? Where you're strong, how can you even leverage on that strength to make it even much, much more stronger? So if you feel like my personality is not really what I would love, I mean, just like the way even your own temperament, probably there's a way you can't change so much, but you can be intentional about it because you're aware. It is the same thing even with the money personalities. And I'd like us to start by looking at the first personality that we call the spender. The spender, as in spending, you make it a spender. Now, who is this person? Who is a spender? A spender is this person who likes to spend. Just like the word says, this person derives their motivation from spending. These are those friends of ours that we know as very, very kind. They will never say no to any request for money. They just love to spend, and it makes them happy when they spend, especially when you spend on their friends, when you spend on your relatives, and you make somebody by spending on them, then you're a spender. I mean, and that is what makes you happy. They also enjoy spending on themselves. They are very, very happy to spend on themselves. These are people who will never say no to anything. And some of the ways that by which you can know whether you are a spender personality is this person sometimes even spends their money before it lands in their account or before it lands in their pocket. If this is somebody who does a kibarua and is paid on a daily basis, even before they go for that kibarua today, they've already budgeted for the money and they've budgeted to the last cent. So they spend the money even before it lands in their pocket. The spender, if he goes to the supermarket and he had purpose to go there to buy only one item, it is unlikely they will walk out of the supermarket with just one item. And especially if they go there and they find there's a sale or there's something new which they had not found the last time they were in the supermarket, it will be very hard for them to resist. So they will buy things. You went to the supermarket to just buy one item. By the time you go around the supermarket, you get to the cashier, you have a trolley full. It doesn't matter whether you have the money or not. When you're at the queue line waiting to pay is when you start figuring out, how do I top up the money that I have so that it can be enough? Now, if it is a gentleman and he's a spender personality, this is the person who has to be very careful now with the friends of the opposite sex, because then they are so excited about spending money. Your friends, even your male colleagues, they will know you by the way you entertain them. So that even if all of you are working at the same place and then the salary is today, your friends will keep quiet with the money, they will not talk, but they will all be waiting for you because they know you're going to treat them for lunch, you're going to entertain them. They know when you're present, nobody else pays a bill. When you go like to a party, you go to a club, you go wherever, they know they will not touch their money because you are there and you are happy to do that. When you see your friends happy, then you're happy. So this person just enjoys spending, and especially spending on friends. The other thing about this, in most cases, they will always be in debt. Remember, we said this person will go to the shops, they are intending to buy only one item, they walk out of the supermarket with a full trolley, and sometimes they will even have to borrow to top up. So in most cases, you will find this person is always in debt. And I'm not to be in debt, but then you're looking at that vis-a-vis what are your other financials. Because if you say, I have this and maybe so much money, I have a project that I want to do, and then now your friends came, you went for entertainment, and you ended up spending all the money. Tomorrow you wake up and you're regretting. The other way to identify whether you're a spender is, especially now for ladies, you will find that a lady has got thousands of, or hundreds of items of clothes, of shoes, of handbags. You buy something and you get home and then you realize you don't even like it after all. But when you are at the shops, you were not able to resist. You could not say no to that item. So you find you've bought so many things, some of them you will never even touch. So that is how you know whether you are a spender personality. So I believe there's going to be a session for questions thereafter. But basically, that is how you know whether you are a spender. You're motivated by spending. You cannot, hardly will you ever keep money and it lasts a whole month. Your salary comes and within a week, it is finished. After all, you're going to earn more money anyway. You get another salary at the end of the month. And therefore, you're not worried even if you overspend. You're not worried even if you borrow, because you know you will be able to pay at the end of the month. So you find that these are the customers now of Akina Fuliza. These are the customers of Akina Mshwari and all those other guys that lend money, even your friends, you borrow. And it doesn't mean that you don't pay. You pay. They pay their loans, but they live in that cycle of I borrow, I pay, I borrow, I pay. And in most cases, you look at what they've done with the money, in most cases, it is just consumer items. So that is a spender. The second money is the direct opposite of a spender. We call them the savers or the hoarders. They are called hoarder, as in Hoarder, the hoarder or the super saver. Now, like I have said, this is the opposite of the spender. And all of you, I'm sure most of you have come across these stories, whether they are true or not, that we are always told of this mzee who fell on the streets and he died. And when he was taken to the hospital, they did a postmortem. They realized the guy died of hunger. But inside his clothes, he had lots and lots of money. So the hoarder is a saver. They are serious savers. This now, unlike the spender, if they go to the supermarket and they went there to buy something and in budget, first of all, before they leave house, they have budget. They do not go to the shops without a shopping list, without a budget of what they are going to buy. So if they have budgeted, they are going to buy an item of 500. They go to the supermarket and they find it is 510 shillings. They will not buy. They will walk out and they start looking for where does it cost 500 or where can I get it at even less. And if you went there to buy only one item, it will be just that one item, nothing more, nothing less. It doesn't matter what attractions are in the supermarket. It doesn't matter what attractions are in the shops. If they had not planned, they had not budgeted to spend that money, they will not spend. So that's called a saver. Now, the extreme cases of savers don't even trust that their money is safe in the bank. They get motivation by seeing their hard cash. They're keeping the money with them. Every morning they wake up, they look at the money where their notes are piling, and that is what keeps them motivated. They will not spend. Even if there was an opportunity to do something, even if there was an opportunity to buy something they really need, if it was not in their budget, they will not buy it. Now, some of the characteristics of how you know whether you are a hoarder or how you know whether your friends or your parents or whoever is a hoarder are, these are the people that always know where things are being sold on discount. If they're your friend, they're always talking of how you can get bargains. Those two chochoros of where you can get the cheapest, even when they go to Gikomba, they still want to look at, in Gikomba, where can you get the same thing at the cheapest price? They know all the cheap hotels in town. And they cannot, like, for example, imagine that they can go to any cafeteria like Java or wherever and spend 300 shillings on a soda, the same soda they can buy for 50 bob in the street. They will not. They cannot wrap their heads around that. Even if it is you buying for them, you take them to a cafeteria, they will order the cheapest meal. So that is who is a hoarder. In their houses, these people cannot leave the lights on in another room. They will put on the light in the room where they are. Immediately they leave, they put off the lights, they close all the taps of water. I mean, they are just economizers. So that is who is a hoarder. Extreme cases, I have said, they don't even trust any sort of investment because they are afraid my money will get lost. My money, I can invest and my money will get lost. I can save in the bank and the bank can close anytime, my money will get. So I'd rather just keep my money with me. That is what now gives credit who dies and is carrying loads of money and is died out of hunger. So that is the hoarder. The third money personality is called investor. Investor from the word investment. Now, this person relates with their money only in terms of investment. Whatever is in the priority list of this guy is just investment. So any investment opportunity that comes along, they are the first on the line and they want to multiply their money very, very quickly. So these are the people who unfortunately fall prey to the get-rich-quick schemes. You remember, like Akina the Sport Pesa. These are the customers of Akina Sportsa. These are the customers of all those things of Wekelea hii, Utapata hii. Those are the customers of these ones on the radio. Sijui mtu amekula pesa ngapi. Especially if they hear somebody has won something, they will spend to their last penny just so that they can invest. These are the customers of the quails. These are the customers of whatever investment they want to be on the front line. Now, if you have a parent who is a spender, sometimes the children can even go without school fees because the parent is investing the money. You know, wale watu wa madil, there's a kadil, kuna kadil flani kanaiva. So whatever amount you had, even if it was money for school fees for your children, you will go and invest it first. Whether you have, they normally won't even analyze whether this investment is going to work, whether it's not going to work, how will it? They will, whatever, they can even borrow money to go and invest. So unfortunately, if wherever they've placed the money, it doesn't work, then they lose the money and they leave servicing debts. Sometimes they will not even feed their families properly or buy clothes for the families or take their children out because they are always chasing after deals. So that is the investor. And the fourth money personality is the one we call Mother Teresa or Charity or the monk. I'm sure you understand, you relate. And this one is especially for those of us that were brought in super Christian families, super faith families. This is where, which is the best money relationship? We'll get to that somewhere. So the monk or the Mother Teresa, this is the person who believes in charity. Money is for giving out. So if someone has a problem and you have money, it doesn't matter. The money was for investment. It doesn't matter you had a financial goal. You cannot keep your account when somebody has a problem. And how to know whether you are a monk or whether you are a Mother Teresa is people are always borrowing money from you and you can never say no. At the extreme cases, somebody will borrow money from you, you don't have that money, and you will go and borrow from people to give this person who is borrowing you. You can borrow for people. I mean, you borrow for someone. So your friends know you. Even when your friends are discussing, they are asking themselves, where can I get some 500, some 300? The first person that comes to their minds is, ask so and so. Ask Matthew, you will never say no. Ask Matthew, you will get it. So you are that generous. This is the extremely generous type. If they're your parents, these are the people in your houses You are always having relatives, you are having friends, your house is always full of people because they can never say no anyone. Even on the street, somebody borrows you money, you don't even analyze, is it a genuine case? Is it not a genuine case? Someone wants money and you have it, you just give. That is the monk. And they believe if you say no, it's a sin. They believe that money is for spending on people, money is for spending on charity. Even if I don't have, I remain with nothing. As long as I am giving people, that is what gives me joy, that is what gives me happiness. So that's the fourth money personality. And the last money personality is called the avoider or the ostrich. You know how we say an ostrich buries their head in the sand? That is who is the avoider. This is not a very, very common type of personality, but it is there. And when it is there, it is not a very good state, because this is that person who has a mental block when it comes to money. Just like the way some girls, not all girls, have a mental block about maths, at least during our time. When we went to school, all of us knew girls and maths, we don't see eye to eye, we don't rhyme. So whether the teacher is good, whether the teacher is bad, you enter the class already having a mental block or an idea that that mathematics is hard. So that is the same thing. This person with money they don't even like to discuss issues of money. They cannot sit to do a budget. They don't even pay the bills on time. As in, they just like to work. This person just likes to get money. Somebody can do the spending for them. Their business is just to work. You start telling them, do a budget, balance your checkbook, see what they don't want. These people just don't like dealing with issues of money. They will hardly ever go to the bank to check what is the balance in their account. If this is a guy who is married, especially to a lady, and the lady is a spender, they could be having projects that they are working on. So the guy works very hard, or even it could be vice versa. The lady is the one who is an avoider or an ostrich, and the gentleman is a spender. You have an account, you are saving because you want to buy a plot or you want to buy a car. But because this person doesn't like discussing issues of money, the spender can spend all the money until one day you wake up and you're telling yourself, now it's time to rush to and do whatever it is that we had wanted to do with money. And lo and behold, all the money, and unfortunately, they don't even know they spent it on what. So that is the avoider or the ostrich. These people don't even pay their bills. If they're running a business, they never even do in the evening, how much did I collect? How much did I buy stock? They don't balance their accounts because they just don't like issues of sitting to confront things to do with money. So those are the 5 main money characteristics. You will find there's no really, it's very few, only probably 1% that can be an extreme case of one personality. You will find that you always have traits or the other personality, just like even in the personality temperaments. You cannot be an extreme case. You will always find you have tendencies or one or the other, or you follow or you fall in between one personality and the other. So it is the same case with money. You might find you within one or the other. That is why it is important now to understand them so that you can see what are your very strong tendencies. Are your very strong tendencies to spend or save? Are your very strong tendencies to give your money just freely, or are your strong tendencies the ones that don't even confront? Or are you those people that always on the betting machines, trying to multiply your money? So that is what informs you. Then now you can start looking at, how do I control? There is no time, because if we had time, then we would look at how do you deal with your personalities. Like, for example, if you find an extreme star, how do you control yourself? If you find you're an extreme avoider, how do you then control yourself probably those are now issues that we can take offline if you come to us. So the 5 main money personalities is a spend. This foundation is to spend. They are happy when they spend, and they make people happy with their money. Then there is the hoarder or the saver. This is the one who doesn't trust the money is safe with anyone. They would rather just save. Sometimes they don't even know they are saving for what. They just want to see their money with them. And then we have the investor, the guy who's always running after investments to get rich very quickly. They want to multiply their money very fast. And then you have the Mother Teresa, the charity, the person who just gives their money freely. And finally, you have avoider. So those are the 5 money personalities. So probably I'd open it now to questions.